Casey's Restaurant is our turning point, where we head north about 4 miles to the Windfall Dutch Barn. This relic of 18th century farming is one of the only remaining historic Dutch barns. They are recognized by their square proportions and high, steep roofs.
There's a barn that once held horses that in winter pulled a sleigh.
It's called the Windfall Dutch Barn. Basically, the Dutch barns were all built in the 1700s. We've never been able to exactly determine when it was built. The last recorded deed we have was in 1835. Now, this place, when it was bought by Louise Moore of Cherry Valley in 1969, she decided, and she took it upon herself, to pay to have this thing restored to its original state. And then she formed a board of trustees, named the corporation the Salt Springville Restoration Incorporated, had it chartered through the state education department, and basically turned it over to the board of trustees. And since that time, the board of trustees has run this place, and we have it as a community center. We have concerts. You can rent it for weddings, graduations, private parties, whatever you feel like. And you know, it's been ongoing since 1976 was the first time that this thing was officially opened.
This 4th of July, take a ride and find your way to the Windfall Dutch Barn, because there's going to be a concert here that night, and as a part of the concert there's also going to be something that's an annual tradition that will be worth your ride down here. It's a potluck supper, and I'm told you'll be fed like you've never been fed before.
Before we head back to Route 20, and because our mission is to see what we can see, we venture down Ripple Road and find the quaint hamlet of Sprout Brook.
This tiny little hamlet gave birth to a great American industrialist. His name was Henry Kaiser. He was the builder of the World War II Liberty ships. And I also remember the Kaiser automobile, although it was rather short-lived. And back in the 1940s, one of the greatest things to come along since sliced bread was something called aluminum foil. And if my memory serves me correctly, it was Kaiser aluminum foil.
We hate for our day to end, so on our way back home, we stop by an intriguing place that has caught our eye. About 2.5 miles east of Richfield Springs on Route 20 is Villa Isdoro. We are in awe of what we find as we drive through the stone pillars. We've been transported to Tuscany, complete with fig trees. Villa Isdoro is a magnificent Italian country house that has been lovingly restored and transformed into a restaurant and inn. Be sure to ask for a tour on your visit. You also might want to enjoy a brick oven pizza for dinner or as an appetizer to experience this rare treat.
It's Saturday, Monday, where the three rivers meet. And I swear that girl put a spell on me. We never laughed so long, me, Steve, and Big Daddy Lee.
For years, I've been driving by this building on Route 20. I'm sure you have too. And as I drive by, I wonder, what is it like on the inside? I've always wanted to come into the inside. Today I did. And if you're coming down Route 20 way, make it a point to stop along your way to come in here to the Villa Isdoro, because you might have to travel how many miles? 1,000 or 2,000 to get to Italy? You only have to drive an hour to get here and you're in Italy. It is fantastic.
In the year 1990, I purchased a place. The place was a disaster. When I bought it, it was overgrowing. The roof and everything, the floors were kind of falling apart. And it took probably a nut like me to purchase a place like this. What? Every weekend and available day that I had, I spent it over here. But nothing driven me anymore through my whole life like this house. Okay, so with no regrets whatsoever, I enjoy every moment, and I still am itchy anytime somebody mentions this place. I hope the people has the same pleasure that I have, and slowly I think as everybody can see my way too. I've been very fortunate to be here in this country, and I would love to leave something behind. Not a big deal, but whatever it is, it's a little token for my appreciation for what I accomplished in this country.
Isdoro hopes that people who come here will experience the same pleasure he had restoring it. I can guarantee you that when you come here, you will experience that kind of pleasure in the food and in the service and in the surroundings. You feel like you have stepped into a little part of Italy, and the prices, I mean, it's incredible. You can have any one of their specials here for only $15.95, and if you're lucky enough, not lucky enough, do it. Order one of the pizzas that I ordered, the gorgonzola cheese with roasted pear speck and black pepper. I know I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again, Maron. Isdoro has very kindly offered to give all of our Mohawk Valley Living fans who come here today a free glass of wine or a free dessert with your entree. So make it a point to get out of the house, drive down to Route 20, and visit Isdoro.
We can see. It's time for the Cooper Group's road trip. It's time for the Cooper